Hey guys, so it's the new year. This is the time when everyone rushes out and goes and does their New Year's resolutions or not. Or this is the time where you said that you're going to do a New Year's resolution, but it never came to fruition. The real reason is why. Why are some people executing right now? Why are some people getting back into it, and why are some people not? I put this down to a metaphor that I heard many years ago, and I've massively overused it, but it really rings true. And that is, you see a dog lying on a hot floor. You say to the owner, "Why is your dog whimpering?" Say, "Because the floor's hot." "Why doesn't he move?" "Because it's not hot enough." And that's people. People will lie in a scenario that they do not like, and they'll whimper about it, just like that dog on the hot floor. But there's only two ways that dog's going to move. There's a big old shiny bone to get it up and moving, but not many things are that compelling. That would be something really out of the blue that someone wants so much they drive for it. Often people experience this when say they go, "Right, I want a brand new car," a new iPhone comes out, or something that they really want. Or very rarely, unfortunately, people get driven by other determining factors, like they have a child and they go, I really want to be this kind of dad, this kind of mum, I want to be this kind of person. That's a good compelling drive to make that person move. Unfortunately, it's usually the other compelling drive, which is the floor becomes too hot. So if that floor heats up to the point where the dog goes, and he has to move, like someone that should lose weight, and they don't, suddenly they have a heart scare, bang, they lose all the weight. Could they have done that before? Yes, but the floor wasn't hot enough. And that's the problem, is the majority of people opt for scenario number 2 by default, is that they know that they should do something, but they don't until that happens. So me, obviously, as someone who owns a gym, who deals with this many people, the majority of people that I find that come in and smash goals and absolutely take control, unfortunately come from some kind of pain. They've got out of a relationship, they've gone through a divorce, they've had some kind of health scare. Those kind of people get on that bandwagon hard and get to places they've never been before. Not very often you get someone who comes in and goes, "I just want to go change," and just massively runs with it. Usually they have to pick up momentum, and you have to run along with them and keep them motivated. Because the worst possible place that you can be, or anyone can be, not just in fitness but just in life in general, is that bloody comfort zone. That comfort zone is the destroyer of everything. As Tony Robbins says, you're either growing or you're dying. And it's completely true. You have to get better just in order to stay exactly where you are. Everything's always changing. If you think you're going to stay where you are now, that is complete falsity. Everything changes, matter changes. You are a different person than you were a year ago. All your cells regenerated. They may have cloned themselves. If you kept the same scenario in your life, you would have cloned yourself to look the same. But if you change your diet, your lifestyle, your nutrition, the way you think, the actions you take in a day, your career, your cells will have to adapt, and the you that you'll be in a year's time will A, be completely different cells, but B, look completely different. So what I'm trying to say is this, is that too many people leave it up to chance. Everything. Like, say you might have your job down pat, and your career, and you go, "I want this in my career. What do I need to do to get there? I need to do this, and this. When am I going to do it? Now." And you drive, you're successful in your career. Great. Some people, it's in their relationship with their children. But unfortunately, when you put your where energy goes, where focus goes, energy flows, right? So if you put all your energy into your career, often there's other paths. Like, my career's booming, but my relationship with my children isn't good. My relationship isn't as good. So it's playing that balancing game, right? But there is one factor that I can really relate with right now. I've always been into fitness and health. Not always. As a kid, I used to get slips to get out of PT because I was an overweight kid, you know. But then, as I advanced and got into more and more extreme stuff, I became the extremist, right? But the one thing that you have to really keep, and there's one guarantee that you have in this life, is that you're stuck in your body for the rest of your life. That is it. And the scare that I had as a healthy, fit person, I got that bacterial infection that nearly killed me, sepsis. It absolutely nearly killed me. The only reason I recovered completely back to normal now in weeks, and they thought it'd take up to a year, is the lifestyle choices I took up to that point. But at that point, 2 nights, I thought that was it. I was not going to survive another night. And all I can say All I can say is we have no idea how much time we have. We all say this, and Instagram and Facebook's a load of crap, really. It's just everyone regurgitates sayings and quotes, and it's completely different when you experience yourself. As I'm sure a lot of people know, everyone's got their story, right? But it's like a song. You'll hear a song a million times and it would just be background noise, and then something happens in your life and suddenly it makes sense. Like you hear a love song or something, and then you'll break up with your partner or your wife or something. Suddenly you go, I understand what that person's means. I've heard it before, but I didn't hear it. So I think what I'm trying to say, and I had no idea what I was going to say in this video, that's why it's going on this page and not on my business page, is figure out what you really want and do everything that you've got to do in line with that. But there's one thing that you can never neglect, and that's yourself. Your mind and your body is one. People neglect one over the other. They really develop their mind, they ignore their body. Your body fails, you're gone. Or they really work on their body and they neglect their mind. Your mind goes, you're gone. Your mind, your body, your spirit, whatever you want to call it, you have to work on it. And it bloody starts now. Because no matter what happens, you're moving down this path. You can steer left or right. Left is illness, right is health. You have to be driving. And so you are on one of these roads, which one you want, the left or the right. And I don't want to see many more people inflict things on themselves that are totally avoidable. There are too many people that have any itis kind of diseases which are caused by inflammation. Totally avoidable and often reversible, but people suffer with chronic illness such as that their entire life, and all it takes is a little bit of an adjustment, a little bit of work. So I know this is sort of getting a little bit real now, but I have something happening in my life, not to me, don't worry, that is very humbling and makes you realize just how precious things are and how finite it is, which is why I started Evolve, was to make a real bloody difference. Health and fitness is exactly that. Health and fitness, they're two different things. You could be fit, you could be strong and not be healthy. You could be slightly podgy, overweight, not fit or strong and be relatively healthy. They're two different systems. It's like having your musculatory system and your body fat system. They're two different systems. They intertwine, absolutely. Now, if you don't have enough calories to fuel the exercise you're doing, that deficit of calories will be pulled up from somewhere, often from the battery pack you store in your body called fat. But it is a battery pack, it is a complete different system. You can absolutely burn all of your body fat off without doing a single bit of exercise, just by controlling your nutrition. But the crazy thing is, you cannot build that muscle, you cannot build that strength without the stimulus, because your body reacts off stimulus. You put it through a stress, it reacts to a stress to get stronger, just like us. You put us through a situation that is hard, it's tough, it tests you, you don't give up, you come out the other side, you come out stronger. Everything's the same. All growth is created through hardship. Is 2020? What is this 2020 going to be to you? You are not your past story, you are the story you constantly tell yourself. That story can change like that. If your story is, I cannot achieve because I was born like this, or I have this, or because of him, her, or whatever, you're screwed. You're stuck with that story. Until you can shift that stupid story, you're stuck in whatever you're in. If your story is, it stops now, and now I choose who I want to be and I change it, that's when it changes the game. Often people that are the most successful and done the best in this world have come from the worst scenarios, because it takes pressure to create a diamond, right? Often, how many times do you see people built into wealth and they have an easier life and they're the easiest ones to crumble? Digressing a little bit, I've never really done a video like this. I have no idea if I'm even going to post it. We don't have as much time as we think. And I'm not being that in a negative way. We always think we got that tomorrow. But one day there is no tomorrow for you and for me. And why not spend that time that we do have in the healthiest, happiest, most positive way that we possibly can, and future cast down the road that hopefully we do have more tomorrows, and we spend those more tomorrows feeling better about ourselves, having better systems, and extending our tomorrows onward rather than having whatever card we're being held right now. So it's time to take control of your actions. It's time to take control of what you have been up until this point now. If it's been crap and you don't feel good about yourself and your health is all out of whack, you've got to own that shit. It's no one else's fault. You own it, go, right, it's because of me. I might have been stressed, I might have been angry, I might have been in a bad relationship, but I did this to myself. Because if you point the finger anywhere else, that's out of your control. As soon as that finger goes here, you can control that. You can control what you do. So if it's my fault, I can change. So own that, the good and the bad, and decide where you want to go and own that too. The only person that's going to get me there is me. So coming in back to the health and fitness side of things, if you've been saying you're going to do it, don't be that person. Don't be that person. I met that person my entire life and said, I'm getting back into it. Me, I'm constantly seeing people saying, I used to be fit and healthy, or I'm going to get back into it, and just, you don't want to be that person. There's two kinds of people. One that talks about they're going to do it, and the other ones that are bloody doing it. Do it. The funny thing is, it's never as hard as you think it is. Never as hard. That big old journey, you know, every journey starts with, every 1,000-step journey starts with a single step, something like that. You're trying to climb a mountain, you look at the top, it seems impossible, you take every single step at a time. Before you know it, you're at the top of that mountain. You have to start, you have to gain momentum. And there's too many people selling themselves short because you are a human being, which means you're the best adapting creature on this bloody planet. You could do anything when you put your mind to it. Don't sell yourself short. 2020. Let's do this.